guys, Coop here. Got a neighbor guy next door. Asked me if I'd take this old buck and clean it up. And this thing looks like it's about 100 years old. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Just an old, simple buck survival knife. Pretty cool, wicked little knife. Real heavy. But he asked me if I could clean it up and sharpen it for him. I said yeah. But standing out here this time of night, you know, there's skeeter bugs seem to be sleeping. They don't seem to be out biting on people. So it's really nice, really cool out here. Just absolutely beautiful night. And you know, sitting here working on this knife, you know, you get to do a lot of thinking. And anybody that tinkers around and makes knives, you know, knows you got a lot of things on your mind, you know, while you're working, and it just gives you the opportunity to think about things. I was sitting there thinking about when I used to cut meat, and this has been several years ago, and it just a story that I found pretty interesting when I remembered it. And basically one day I was sitting there at the service case, you know, watching the customers go by, and I seen this boy, all of about 16, 17 years old. There's these two little old ladies sitting there just really chewing on him pretty hardcore. I mean, just up one side and down the other, why he didn't go to church on Sunday. And I mean, the one lady, she was just absolutely a nightmare. She just really was lighting into this kid. And you know, and they kept on with, you know, you're going to go to hell, if you don't go to church, God don't love you, and just anything you could think of. These old women were just telling this kid left and right, and I had enough of it. So I walked out there and I said, excuse me, ladies. The one old mean biddy, she says, well, sir, we're busy right now. What do you need? And I said, well, I'd just like to ask you, what would Jesus do right now if he saw you two teaming up on this young man? And the one old biddy, the mean one, she just pretty much looked at me and she said, well, this is none of your business. This is a conversation between us and him. And I said, is he related to you? And the nicer lady said, no. And I said, anybody in his family related to you guys? No. And then the old biddy, she just started laying into this kid again. And I said, well, ma'am, you're causing a big scene right here in front of my meat department. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would take this up with his parents instead of taking it up with him right here in the middle of this grocery store. Anyway, the old biddy, she got a little bit, you know, hot under the collar, a little mad. She turned around and, you know, basically just lit into this kid all over again. And I looked at her and I said, you know, I asked you once, ma'am, what would Jesus think of you right now? What would he think of you right now if he was standing here watching you light into this young man? Would he approve of it? And the one nicer lady, she actually looked at me and apologized. And then looked at the young man and said she apologized to him. Well, then I asked the other lady, I said, you know, ma'am, if you're going to sit here and keep, you know, yelling and screaming at this poor child, you know, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store. You know, take this up with his parents. And she got really hateful and mad. And just looked at me and said, well, you have a blessed day. Well, I don't have any hard feelings about people that say that, you know. But the tone and the attitude out of this woman makes you wonder why anybody would want to be associated with a church that put the message of religion in people's head like this, to where they felt that they could ridicule and put people down right in public over something about as silly as missing one day's work at church. Anyway, guys, that's just a little old story I had, and I thought you guys might be interested. And if you're not, you know, I'm sorry, I apologize. This ain't me, you know, poking fun at religion or saying anything bad about religion. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, when I saw that lady doing that, it really got to me, because my mom, a lot of you guys probably don't know it, but my mom was a Baptist minister all my life, and it just really hits home sometimes. And when I see people treat people like this, you know, even though I don't go to church every Sunday, and you know, I don't follow the church path, it just really gets under my skin when I see somebody treating somebody like that. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and quote the Bible to nobody. I'm not going to, you know, say you got to go to church, because, you know, I don't. But what I will tell you is, treat your fellow man the way you want to be treated. You know, bottom line, you want to be treated right. Treat everybody with respect, kindness, and dignity. And yeah, there's going to be jackasses out there that aren't going to treat you the same way, but there's going to be a lot of them that will respond back with the same kind of respect. Anyway, guys, you want to put your comments and questions down below. I'll be more than happy to help answer them. And I appreciate, you know, you guys supporting my channel, watching my videos. It means a lot to me. It really does. And with that being said, my friends, old Coop's pretty much going to say, Coop out.